can't make a trombone into a furry. Oh, yes, I can! Of course I can! That's right, it's me. You thought I left, but no. I don't know how I just stuttered that much. You think the title's a lie? You think that I can just make this up? No! Welcome to the musical instrument upgrade station, which I'm going to be doing exactly as the title says. How are you gonna do that, you say? Well, today I'm busting out the Beastars stickers. Yep, that's right. You thought that I ran out with my water bottle? You thought that I put them all in here? No, I have so many of them. And if I run out of those, I have a lot more stickers that I can buy from different things that aren't anime related, because actually, here's a little fact. Aside from Beastars, I don't like anime. Contrary to what that bottle may say, that's actually stickers from 3 things, one of which is from Danganronpa, which is a game, and Beastars, which I don't even consider it an anime anymore. I just consider it a really good show, which I watch in English. I don't speak Japanese. Why on earth would I watch it in Japanese and then read English? It makes no sense to me. You don't pay attention to the art. You don't look at the characters. You don't even hear what they're saying because they're speaking in Japanese. Why am I so angry? I don't know. I want to be energetic. I've got more stickers in case I need them. They're everywhere. I have so many. You have no idea. I bought way too many, and I do mean way too many. There's more in here! The Beastar stickers just keep on coming, don't they? Anyway, hello. Today I'm going to be doing, just as the title says, I am going to be completely covering, at least for the most part, this entire trombone case with stickers, because kind of like when my band teacher said, oh yeah, it was something about making the trombone. Remember that? I don't know if you do. I made a video a long time back where I built a trombone because my band teacher made a one-off comment in the class and said, oh, you could get an Amazon instrument that would be really bad and it would be, you know, it wouldn't be worth your money. So I said, okay, I'll make one that is just as good that, you know, I'm going to make for about $30. And I did. It's right over there. You've seen it. He said something this time, but what he did today was he just said, decorate your instrument case so that people can differentiate whose is whose. Now, I'm the only one in the class who currently owns this exact trombone case, at least. And you know what? Frankly, that doesn't matter, because I'd like to completely sticker bomb the thing just to prove my point. I mean, I'm already good at it as it is. I've sticker bombed my computer. I've completely covered my water bottle, and I've been wondering, what do I do with all these stickers? And you know what? This is the perfect thing for it. So join me today as I completely cover this thing. Oh, by the way, I had to put the glasses on front. It's kind of hard to keep them on. You get the idea. Join me today as I completely cover this entire area with Beastar stickers. Anyway, yeah, join me as I completely cover this whole thing, and I explain to you the lore of Beastars. So without further ado, let's begin. Beastars is an amazing show with amazing characters, beautiful animation, and top voice actors to boot, including Ben Diskin and Jonas Scott, who, Jonas Scott, he's been working on a bunch of other projects. I can't really name them because I don't know a lot of them, but I know that he's done Beastars and a couple other different things. They're all very good. Ben Diskin has been voicing Haida from Agretzko, which is another show that I don't even consider an anime. I consider it a cartoon. It doesn't look like an anime, really. And again, I watch it in English because I don't speak Japanese. Why would you ever even think to listen to it in Japanese? No, before I start, let me ask you this. Why on earth would you ever watch a show in Japanese? And I have no disrespect to people who speak Japanese. If you speak Japanese, go ahead and watch it. My question is, to Americans, why on earth would you ever do that? I have a friend who's like obsessed with anime, and he keeps telling me, oh, well, it's because the voice actors in the English thing don't give off the emotion. I can't even tell what emotion the Japanese voice actors are saying, because it's just screaming, and a lot of it's just like grunting and weird noises. It makes no sense to me. Why would you ever even think to go through that if you're an American? Because nothing makes sense. You can't discern what they're saying. It's like, oh, maybe they're speaking another language, perhaps. Hey there, it's editing me. I wanted to clarify something. Look, I don't care if you watch anime in Japanese and you're an American. I really just don't care. The thing is, I don't get why. That's all. I just don't get why. But you know what? If you want to, that's fine. I have no ill will towards you. I'm just voicing the fact that I don't speak Japanese, therefore I do not understand Japanese, so I wouldn't understand why I would watch it in that. Anyway, yeah, the entire story of Beastars consists of the main characters, Haru and Legoshi, and you know that I love my man Legoshi. He's the best. He's just the best character ever. You know what? Hold on. You know, I bought the mask a while back, and I had the styrofoam head and this wooden pole. Put 2 and 2 together, or rather put 3 together. You get him staring over my shoulder for this entire video. Anyway, yeah, you have Legoshi and Haru, who they love each other. They are a couple in this wonderful show, and I'm a sucker for like certain romance shows. Depends. It really depends. Mainly this one. Mainly this one. Why would I like a show such as this? Why on earth would I like a show like that? Why is that? I don't know, take a guess. Bye. Yeah, the show is great. I love the animation so much. It's actually good. Like, it genuinely has such good graphics to it, because it's 3D animation. Come on, did you get off the sticker, please? The animation in Beastars has, like, extremely good lighting, and I do mean extremely good lighting. It is amazingly good. And, you know what, actually, yeah, why the heck not? See, I hold the trombone case towards me like this, like the opposite way around here, and I was gonna have the wall of stickers be facing this way, but you know what, no, I'm gonna have them be facing outwards, so that whenever someone walks by me, Beastars all across the whole thing. And because there's a little divot in the middle, I'll cover it up with the biggest sticker I've got right over here. I think it fits perfectly. Yeah, so Beastars has a ton of ridiculously good aspects to it. The lighting, the entire, I don't know, look of the characters, because they're all based off models. So you have character models that are then rendered on top of animation. It's just really good, okay? The story begins in Cherryton High School with Legoshi and Haru, where they are, they don't know each other at first. Legoshi's part of the drama club, and then Haru is part of the gardening club, which only consists of herself, and Legoshi is in the drama club with a bunch of other people. And, it's just a good time all around. For a show, Legoshi had to run up over to the gardening club to get some roses from dear Haru, where, next thing you know, like, Legoshi's like, oh, this is pretty cool, she's a rabbit! That's one plot point of the show. Him being a wolf and her being a rabbit is something of conflict throughout the entire show, and that's kind of one thing. It's just, like, predator, prey, it doesn't normally work. That's why a lot of people I've heard refer to Beastars as just a very older Zootopia. So in short, the show is extremely good. It just has, I don't know, the story's unique. I've never seen anything like it before. I know you're saying, but Zootopia. No, it's different. It's a lot different. It's a lot more, I don't know, in tune with itself. It doesn't, like, joke around as much. It's kind of just, like, out there, and it knows what it's doing. Another plot point the show also has is the death of a drama club member named Tem, and it's a bit controversial in the show because Tem is part of the drama club, which is something that, tends to have predators and prey working together in harmony to create wonderful shows for the entirety of Cherryton School. And that's the one thing, because Tem is eaten by a carnivore. Naturally, people flip out because of this, and they don't know what to do. So everyone is kind of like thinking, oh, this is real bad, because if Tem's dead, that means that there's someone in the school who took him out, and people really don't like that. One thing leads to another. It leads to a little fight in the drama club. Everyone's a little bit upset about it, where there's one guy named Bill, this guy, yeah, you know what, I kind of hate him, to be honest. He's just not the best guy, He's just not the kindest. He doesn't do the best things. I mean, like, he's got things about him that are nice, I guess, but I mean, overall, he's not the best person, I think, but he is one part of the drama club that everyone kind of needs. There's one other guy, though, in the drama club, and although Bill is pretty known, there's one guy that we all know, Louis Beastar. He is the school celebrity. Everybody knows him. Everyone knows Louis, and if you're in contact with Louis, well, then you're in contact with everyone. Louis is a deer. That's kind of all there is to him. He kind of moves around. He's voiced by Griffin Puatu in the, the English version, the better one. Why do I know the voice actors? Because I actually care about the people in that one. I'm not saying the Japanese voice actors don't have value. I'm saying I can't understand them, therefore I don't tend to pay attention as much. Anyway, Louis is very important in the story. Yeah, it's pretty good. He's kind of like an antagonist of the show, I'd say. You have, of course, the guy who killed Tem, which is not revealed until much later, which I don't even know who the guy is yet. I don't really want spoilers for it. But, it's pretty good. As you kind of have it where it's just Legoshi and Louis, they're kind of just, they're together, like, just kind of fighting things, and they both kind of like Haru. That's a problem, because Legoshi, he really wants Haru. And Louis, he also kind of likes her. It's just, you get it. Over time, as the story progresses, you have more times of Legoshi actually wanting to be with Haru and kind of socialize with her and just, be a nice guy in general. And that's kind of where things go a bit weird, because even Haru starts getting confused, like, hey, you're a wolf, what are you doing? And eventually Haru even agrees, though. She actually likes Legoshi back, and that's something that's pretty great, because that's what he wants. That's what they both are kind of, jiving for. It's just, it's a good show, okay? But, you know what? One person that, kind of gets on my nerves, who I have a sticker right here next to Louis, Juno. She makes me mad. She is another gray wolf like Legoshi, and if you start telling me, why are you so weird about this show? I'm sorry. When did your opinion become valid? It's a TV show. I'm sorry. Well, Netflix show anyway, but you get the idea. I love this show. I don't watch TV. I rarely watch any shows ever, and if I do, I watch them in bulk throughout everything. I literally, like, the only 2 shows I've been watching recently were, the first one was Family Guy, where I got through the entirety of the 19 seasons. Now I'm on Futurama. I'm almost done with that already. I'm just finding big series that I can bide my time with, because I make so many things and different sculptures in the back there. I need something to do while doing them. Like, sure, I could just pay attention only to the sculptures, but you have any idea how difficult that is? No, it is so hard. Like, I need to be I need a background noise. I kind of just get, like, disoriented if not. I just kind of need there to be 2 things happening, where I'll make this, but I'll also be paying attention to something else. It's just, like, I have to be paying attention to 2 of them, or else it just doesn't work out, I guess. I can't focus. And you'll have my friend who says, oh, you have a low attention span then. Oh, well, I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry, sir, but I frankly do not care what you have to say. Anyway, yada yada, Juno comes in, she starts trying to steal Legacy away. Haru is not very happy about that, and, well, then comes to the point, at pretty much the final episode, where there is the Meteor Festival, which is a thing where, you know, they kind of got it's a festival. Yeah, it's a festival. The drama club will be performing at the festival, and, well, you kind of have Louie gone. Louie just disappears, and that's really bad. Why did he disappear, you say? Well, there is a gang inside of Beastars called the Shishigumi, and they are they're another antagonist. I know, big story, I know. The Shishigumi are these gang of lions that everyone is terrified of, and for good reason too, because they are pretty ruthless in that they don't really care about most other people, and they kind of stole Haru. Naturally, Legoshi doesn't like this because, well, you know, that's his girlfriend, and he really does not want that. And next thing you know, everything just starts going haywire. He is furious that this has happened, and he goes up to Louie because he knows that Louie also has feelings for her. So he goes and then tells Louie. And for some reason, Louie doesn't want to, you know, let them do the search for Haru, because he has to keep his status at Cherryton High as the Beastar, which is the role model of the school, the person who just does the best. And that is a problem, because you have the mayor, who, you know, Louie kind of made a deal with, who would scrub his permanent record of being essentially a little thing for the black market. Yes, Louie was going to be sold to the black market as meat product. You see, that's the problem, because, well, in the world of Beastars, if Predator and Prey are both conscious, none of them are going to want to get eaten, right? So there is a underground black market type thing where they sell meat. Not like it's illegal in the show, of course, but, you know, they kind of have it where, like, it's from old, like, sick animals rather than they just take out other animals. Not for Haru, though. They don't really care about that. They just kind of like, the Shishigumi, woo, take her, throw her, woo, woo, yeah, you know, they're gonna eat her. Now, Louie's not very happy about having to make this deal with, you know, giving up Haru, but I mean, you know, what does he got to do? He's got to take it. He got to be a role model. One thing leads to another, and they're just no one's happy about it. No one's really happy that Haru is gone. But you know what? That is a thing that you know, Legoshi goes and fixes. He goes with a man named hold on, I need to remember his name. Gauhen, that's his name. Gauhen, I don't really remember. He's the panda guy. He's a panda, and he is I don't really know what's the best word to describe him as. I mean, he's a doctor in the show, but I mean, I think of him more as like a therapist, if anything. I feel that's actually probably exactly what he is, but you know, he kind of helps Legoshi like rehabilitate himself after his encounter with just some ill figures. So he's in there with Gauhen, and then next thing you know, they're going with each other, and they're like, okay, yeah, this is fine. You know what? They're good. And then Legoshi leaves. He's not very happy, but he goes. He's better at that. And then Haru gets kidnapped, and Legoshi goes and decides, yeah, I'm gonna go take on like 30 lions on my own, a singular wolf against 30 lions. It could be fine. It's kind of like my America versus the Lions argument. Oh no, you know who's gonna win there. And then, to Legoshi's shock, as he's about to get like mauled by these cats, Gauhen comes in and then just gets rid of them. They double team and they take down the lions themselves, and it is actually, it's one of my probably favorite like fight scenes in most TV shows to date. It's very good. There's no complaints that I have about it, and honestly, I would pay to watch.
But you pay for a Netflix subscription, don't you?
Shut up! I mean, I'd pay to watch it again. Anyway, yeah, so Galvan and Legoshi pretty much tag team to take down the Shishigumi, and then eventually they get up to the top and they start, you know, they finish, and they get them down and everything, and then it's Legoshi versus the final leader of the Shishigumi, and Haru's up there, fearful, like on the verge of death because he's about to like eat her and everything, so it's not looking too good for her. However, Legoshi, you know, he's him. He does everything and he kind of wins the fight. So he takes down the leader and everything, and then he ends up getting with Haru, and then they end up going out and or like leaving. They leave the place and then they go. But here's the one problem: he's not dead. He's actually got boom, he's got Big Bang. He's got it in his hands, and then next thing you know, he goes over and he's about to fire at him, and then guess who comes up? Louis Beastars. That's not his last name. I just kind of like referring to him as Louis Beastars because that's what he always strives to be. And yet he doesn't. He really doesn't. He's a deer. So he's up there, and get this, Louis has his own gun. He's there. He's on it. He's there. He's going. And then next thing happens, well, he gets rid of the guy. He kind of just, you know, boom, gone. Yeah. Lion defeated, cat dead. So Haru and Legoshi escape pretty much not unscathed. Legoshi is very, very wounded, but you know, it happens. So he and Haru go down to a hotel to kind of rest up for a night. Wacky hijinks ensues, as in you get my idea. And then, you know, they go back to Cherryton, where, I mean, the people there, they're not really that happy. They're like, oh, predator, prey, they're going out. Someone died the other week, and now they're outside. Oh my god. So now they're thinking, oh, Haru's gone. But no, Legoshi had saved the day, and then this is where Juno messes everything up. But for how great Juno is at sometimes, it's just, this makes me very angry. She deliberately calls out Legoshi in the crowd after they come back, just so that she can get him away from Haru for a moment. She's like, and here comes Legoshi, the guy who saved the rabbit from certain doom by all these lions. Juno, shut it. You know exactly what you did, and frankly, I'm not pleased. Naturally, Haru flees the scene because she's not very happy with the events that just ensued. So Legoshi does what any reasonable person would do, and he takes chase because he does not want some other wolf ruining his relationship. Why would he? That's just terrible, Juno. He ends up meeting up with Haru, and then like they're arguing on this like flight of stairs that she climbed on, and she's like, oh, I'm a rabbit. This will never work out. And then Legoshi's like, but I will. I'll make it work out. And they're like, oh, they're all sad and they're really upset. And then he says probably one of my favorite lines like ever in any TV show, and it got me sad, actually. Like, normally I don't get, like, emotional with shows. I'm Mr. Clean. You know me. I'm stupid. I'm like, not, you know, I'm kind of, like, all around the place. My brain, it's kind of gone at this point. I just kind of have, like, mush in there that's just kind of dictating how my life goes. Pure chaos on my end. You wouldn't find me to be the emotional type, and I'm not. I rarely ever show emotion. And then this scene, of all things, got me so sad, and I was so kind of happy about it, I guess. It was, like, it was him saying, like, oh, I can change. I can change from being, oh yeah, I probably should have mentioned this at the start. Legoshi, he's kind of like carnivore at heart, so like he almost kills Haru twice. Like, you know, pouncing on her and like eating her. You get the idea, right? He's a wolf. Anyway, he's like, yeah, predator and prey, sure. It was so weird to have a relationship, but you know what? I'll make it work. I will change for you. And then Haru says something that ends off season 1 that like was the best cliffhanger I've ever seen, and then she just said, I'll be waiting. Probably the most well thought out line, I guess, even if it's 3 words. I don't know. I just love the show. The point of all this is that Beastars is literally like my favorite show ever now, and that's not exaggeration. I genuinely love the show so much. It's not like I have any personal connection to it or anything, or that like I relate to it in any way. I just really like it. It's just, the animation is really good, and I don't know, just the voices are nice, and I like some of the characters in general. It's just a unique show, and I've always loved that about it. It's just, it's its own thing, and it does it well. Oh, but it's weird because it's a furry TV show, you say. You wanna know what I say about that? Take a guess. You know, take a guess at how little I care about what you have to say about that. Yeah, the show is Anthro Animals. Who cares? Even even the voice actors themselves aren't furries. Jonah's even said that in a bunch of his... Actually, I forgot to mention, you know what, I'll link his channel. I'll just do that. I'll link all their channels. Griffin Puat, Jonah Scott, I don't remember the voice actor for oh my gosh, I forgot her. Juno. I'll link all of them because I have a lot of respect for them for their characters. But here's the thing, right? They aren't furries, and that is something, at least I don't think a lot of them are. I know Jonah is not. He made a stream the other day, or at least a video about it, where he actually interviewed some of them in VR chat and everything. He's not one, but he can respect that others are. That's the point. It is a show that I guess you could call furry, but it isn't, you know, directly. I mean, it's just, it has the animals, doesn't have the people. Not to throw shade at the people, though, because they're great. I guess this is kind of like a rant while also telling the stories at the same time, but, like, it's a good show. That's literally my whole point of it. I have liked the show for quite a bit now. I've had a friend, I think, who introduced me to it or something along those lines, and I've liked it ever since. It's just, it's a good show. I mean, honestly, I recommend it to basically anybody who has the time to try to even watch it. It has been a very enjoyable watch for me, and I have no complaints in the slightest about it. It's just good. I mean, really, I don't know what I could possibly ask for in, like, any more. It's just good animation, good voice actors, good, I don't know, just overall aesthetic and, like, character development. The plot's great. I mean, like, it flows smoothly. You have just, I don't know, like, the characters are, like, well thought out. They're not, like, just blank. I mean, even the side characters have a story to them at some point. There's this one chicken who, like, laid eggs, right? And then she sells them to a market, which then she happens to buy from, and egg salad sandwiches are, like, the eggs that girl makes, so it's kind of like, even that has a side story to it. I don't know, it's just well thought out. In general, honestly, I just have enjoyed the show because it is entertaining to watch. Like, I will not watch something... I have categories that I go through. It has to look good, it has to have good plot, it has to have good characters, and finally, it just has to overall be good to watch. I know, it just has to be something that is entertaining. If it's slow-paced, I mean, actually, no, it is somewhat slow-paced, but it does it well. It spreads everything out, and then it has, like, action bits when it needs to. It's not overly dramatic in some areas. Even with the drama club, they're not overly dramatic, which I think is kind of funny, because you'd expect that. Honestly, the only thing I could even ask for on the show is maybe, like, some more voice acting from some other characters, like Jack and everything, he's this dog. He's a little dog. But even then, he has more voice acting bits in some other episodes. I mean, like, they spread out all the characters very well. And, you know, just like how I've spread out the characters, I'd say decently well across this case, which I still have this part to do. I think my overall favorite part of me making this video is just the sheer fact of, like, it doesn't add up to anything else I've made. I mean, sure, I made, like, that one pin unboxing video and stuff like that, but I mean, like, the last video, what was it? It was making something space-related, right? It was 36 minutes of me ranting about why flat earthers and space deniers make no sense. I actually gained subscribers from that video. I'm pretty sure I gained, like, 3 or 4, and it's the funniest thing, because as soon as they see this, I think one of 3 things is going to happen. 3, they're going to unsubscribe immediately. 2, they're going to not see it at all, or 3, they're going to look at it and be like, huh, okay. That's just the thing I think is a bit, like, funny, because I don't normally share a lot of things. I just don't do it. I like to make just chaotic things, I guess, and then post it. I mean, literally, most videos I've made have some, like, chaotic aura over them, I guess. They just have this weird feeling of, like, fear in them. And that's kind of what I go for. This, I mean, I guess this would instill fear in anyone that sees it, but still. I don't know, I just think it's kind of, like, funny that that's just how it works. But, I mean, here's the thing, right? I am giving at least somewhat chaotic commentary. I mean, you saw at the start, I threw the thing under the... You get the idea. But, I mean, honestly, I just kind of want to share the fact that I love this show more than, like, a lot of others. I mean, as I said, I don't watch TV often, and when I do, I tend to watch stuff that I only really, really enjoy. That's why there are so few shows I like and so few anime that I like, because they're, well, for one, a lot of them don't have the English versions, and if they do, they're not really that good. 2, it's the fact that, I don't know, they're just not entertaining, they don't look good, or they don't sound good. And 3, I don't know, they just, as I said, they don't look good or sound good. This is like one of the only shows that I actually like. A lot of the shows just don't have substance. They don't have a good story that I can, like, follow, or the characters just aren't enjoyable. Like, I remember my friend tried to show me this one anime. He's like, oh, you'd like this, it's silly, funny, haha. And just, I don't know, the character right off the bat is boring. He doesn't talk, he doesn't do anything. There's nothing to like about him. And then, like, every time something happens, it's like, ooh, Magic Man. And I'm like, okay, but why? Like, I get it, sure. If you want to show a show to someone, that's fine. But, like, I just would rather have it where I would enjoy the show than just sit there and think, why is this character so bland? That's why I like more chaotic things. I do things when I want to and how I want to. I don't just sit there and think, oh, yes, yes, certainly. I don't, like, I think methodically, but only while I'm doing it. I'm not gonna be like, ah, yes, I'm going to be planning for hours before I get one single thing done. I meant to say single, not single, but you get my idea. I much prefer to do things in the moment because then I can actually, you know, have some fun with it. The bike chair, I didn't make a blueprint for that. I drew out what it was supposed to look like, and it looked kind of like that, but I didn't plan the thing. I had no idea what I was doing halfway through. I literally just bought hardware and mixed this stuff together while I was doing it. That's why it kind of took so long, but it was more fun that way, because whenever I got time, I'd work on it. Whenever I do that, I do something else. I mean, there's projects I've been working on for a long time that'll kind of just, you know, come back to every now and then. I mean, like, literally that one, like, head thing, I was working on it for over, like, 2 months. I actually had a video planned for it, and then realized, yeah, no one's gonna watch that. But hey, I did it, and you know what? Honestly, it was fun while I did it, and that's what I do. I just do things that I find fun, and I watch things that I find enjoyable. If you show me a show that is just bland, uninteresting, and characters that are just, I don't know, not lovable in any way, like they're just kind of like standing there, they don't do anything, I don't care to watch it. The same friend who tried to show me the other anime, he's like, oh, I don't get it, the characters aren't good. I don't care if you're a weeb, you can watch this and enjoy it. He insists that it just isn't that good of a show, that he's like, oh, I watched a couple episodes, it's not that good. Frankly, I don't think you have the maturity to understand this show. You subscribe to the channel now, but you know what? If you unsubscribe from this, it's the truth. Really, if you try to show me a show that you'll think I'll enjoy, I'm sorry to say it, but you can't just show me something boring where the character doesn't do anything. And then you show it to me in Japanese. I don't speak Japanese. Sometimes I'll hear from some people like, oh, well, we watch it in Japanese so that we can respect the language. If you'd respect the language, then you'd learn it. And with that, I have placed the final sticker. Honestly, you know what? I would decorate the other side, but I don't really think I need it. I think that it kind of does the job if I just walk around like this. I mean, like, it's pretty good. So what do we have to learn about this, you know, just in total all the way? Well, I think that he says it best when Lego Beastar, rabbit.